All right. Well, it's been a while since I've done a video on this Bogen project. That's because I wasn't going to finish this Bogen project up. We're still looking for a house to purchase, and I kind of decided I wasn't going to do any more amplifier projects or repairs or whatnot until we purchase a home. So I listed this Bogen project and a few other things on the local Craigslist, thinking somebody would scoop it up and finish it up. But evidently not. So I guess I'm going to finish it up and do a couple videos on it while I'm at it. So if you've watched the first video, you can see that quite a bit of work has been done to this amp project since then. But unfortunately, being the video pro that I am, I didn't take any pictures or take any video of it. Boo. Anyways, since the last video, we've stripped the chassis and painted it, added the iron, picked up some new tube sockets, got 3 octal tube sockets here. This will be for the rectifier tube. These two will be for the 6V6 GT output tubes. These 2 sockets here are 7F7 tube sockets, or octal tube sockets, and I'll be using the 7F7 tubes. They just kind of lock in place. They're dual triode. This one will be the phase inverter, and I plan on doing a long tail pair. This will be the second gain stage, and that will be run in parallel. This octal tube socket here is for a 6SL7 GT tube, another dual triode, and I'm not sure if I'm going to run this strictly wired in parallel or perhaps do the kind of Marshall 18 water thing where if you plug into one guitar input, you'll run half the tube through one triode, or if you plug into the other guitar input, you'll be running through both sides of the tube through both triodes in parallel. Haven't decided that out. Depends what I figure I can sandwich in or not sandwich here in the front comfortably. But yeah, that's about it. I will flip it over so we can get a look at the inside. Actually, you know what? I think I'll flip it up first so we can get a look at this front face here. All right, here we have the front of the Bogen and the very awesome on-off switch. You can tell when that thing's being switched from on to off. Takes you a kick out of the switch. But anyways, as you can see, I've got some tape laid down here with some markings, and here's the original holes in the chassis. And here's a couple extra marks I got in place because I plan on drilling a couple more holes for a couple more potentiometers. My thoughts at the moment are master volume, presence control, single knob TMB tone control stack, volume control, and the inputs will be over here. I know there's some debate about having a presence control with the master volume. For that matter, there's debates on even having a master volume, but I want a master volume in this amp, and I'd like to have a presence control because depending on your settings, it can make a difference. I hear it anyways. And the single knob TMB tone control stacks where you just replace the middle and bass pots with a set value using a resistor, and the treble control becomes the only adjustment for the tone stack, which here would just be marked tone. And the volume control and the inputs. And the inputs are kind of my boggle for not sure what to do with the input stage with this dual triode 6SL7 tube. I just don't have much room over on this side. If I had the original metal top that came with it, wouldn't be an issue, because if you had a toggle here plugging in, I mean, there's nothing to hit your fingers on. Of course, then your controls wouldn't be protected, but and if you put it into a wood cab and set it back some, somebody with bigger fingers might not appreciate trying to get their finger in here to switch a toggle. So yeah, but what I would love to do is to do the Marshall 18 water type thing, and when you plugged into the guitar input to the single triode, have a high-low switch, and when you plug into the input for the parallel setup, you'd have a high-low switch. But see what happens. I gotta see if I can figure out how to get things in there comfortably. But yeah, that's my thoughts for now. And that would be the Bogen for the first input stage too. But hey, I'm trying to find a top for this, the original metal cage that they used with the Bogen. If anyone happens to have one out there, and they wouldn't mind getting rid of it, I wouldn't mind having an opportunity and a chance and perhaps buying it from you. But anyways, here's the front. All right, so here's a look at the inside of the chassis. We've got the choke, the output transformer, a little bit of tape to kind of hold the wires in place so they don't move around so much. Backside of the power transformer, backside of that big old switch, and the backside of all the tube sockets. You'll see these shiny spots here. That's solder. I laid down some solder on the chassis before I painted it. And there's one back there for the power transformer, one up under there. And I just removed it afterwards. So we got some nice solder blobs, and you don't have to heat the chassis up quite as much with the fresh paint on it. If you end up using, some solder joints, ground joints to the chassis. But here we got some holes for the original terminal strips, which I do have right here. And they're still in good shape. Fit in there nicely. Look pretty and whatnot. But I also have these. And they give me a few extra connections. And these are in good shape also. And these holes line up fine. So I'd have to turn them around this way. Makes them kind of close here, but I can work with that. And the other side here, it butts up against the chassis wall before the holes line up. So I'd have to remove these two, but it still gives me a couple extra connections. So yeah, these will probably be the ones that I use. That's the inside of the chassis as it is now.
Here's a couple pictures of the bottom cover.
All right, let's do the grand finale spin around thing here before we do any more work to it. Alrighty, that pretty much does part 2. Have a good one, man.